Rejection. It's a daunting part of life that we've all come face to face with. It's one of life's great equalizers, touching every human being, regardless of their background or status. Our response to rejection defines our character and can be a stepping stone towards greatness, or it can be a stumbling block that continues to hold us back. Ready to turn the tables on rejection? In this guide, we're diving deep into 6 powerful strategies to handle rejection with grace and resilience. Let's dive in. Number 1. Don't lower yourself. Facing a rejection from a woman? Remember, don't stoop to her level. The rejection is more about her than it is about you. Maintain your dignity and walk away respectfully. It's time to learn to walk in the shoes of a high-value man. Number 2. Don't try to convince. Attempting to convince someone to change their mind after rejection is a mistake. In our lives, we often come across situations where we feel the need to justify ourselves, to explain our actions, our thoughts, our values. It's an instinctive response, a protective reflex to ensure our social survival. However, let's pause here and rethink. Why should we need to prove our worth to anyone? Each one of us carries our own unique value, our individual strengths that define us. Being able to recognize and appreciate our worth from within is what truly matters. Validation should come from within, not from external sources. Imagine yourself as a high-value man, confident and secure in your own skin. Such a man seeks validation from others. He knows his worth, he values his ideals, he stands by his decisions. He understands that everyone has their own perspective, their own worldview. He respects that diversity and does not feel the need to homogenize. If someone can't see your qualities, it's not a reflection on you, but rather a reflection of their limited view. Consider it as their loss. They've failed to recognize the gem that you are, blinded perhaps by their own prejudices or limited perceptions. And that's perfectly okay. We can't please everyone, nor should we aspire to. Our mission should be to stay true to ourselves, to maintain our integrity even when it's not popular or easy. So, walk away confidently without feeling the need to persuade them otherwise. It's a bracing reminder that your worth is not defined by others' opinions. Number 3. It wasn't meant to be. Sometimes rejection is simply a part of fate. It's a universal experience, a chapter that every individual at some point in their life must pass through. It could be in love, in job hunting, in friendships, or in any aspect of life. It's a stinging sensation, a blow to the ego, a dent in our sculpted self-esteem. It can cast a shadow on our days, leaving us to ruminate over what could have been and where we went wrong. However, this is a moment to remember that not every connection is meant to stick, and not every path that we walk down is the right one. Sometimes our hopes and dreams don't align with what the universe has in store for us. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. It's not the peg's fault, nor the hole's. It just wasn't meant to, of dwelling on what didn't work out. It is vital to shift the focus onto other aspects of life. There's a whole wide world waiting to be explored, filled with passions to be discovered, dreams to be chased, and goals to be achieved. It's about choosing to see the glass as half full, to be excited about the future and what it holds. Instead of viewing rejection as a failure, see it as an opportunity to grow and learn. It's a chance to reassess and redefine priorities, to find new avenues of happiness. Life is like a book, and every rejection is just another chapter. It's all about how we choose to read it. The truth of the matter is, if something was meant to happen, it would have. Life, with its mysterious and intricate ways, unfolds exactly as it should. The tapestry of our lives is woven with threads of countless experiences and opportunities, many of which have nothing to do with romance. It's about embracing these opportunities, about recognizing that love is just one aspect of life. And so, as you navigate through the sea of life, know this: rejection is just a small chapter in your life story. Number 4. Stop overthinking. Overthinking, a habitual behavior for many, intensifies profoundly in the wake of rejection. It's a psychological whirlpool that seems to draw you in, making you analyze and reanalyze every minute detail of the situation. It beckons you into a maze of thoughts where you chase hypothetical scenarios and question your worthiness. However, this continuous introspection, in most cases, turns out to be counterproductive. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, the needle being the actual reason for rejection and the haystack an overwhelming pile of possibilities. The truth is, rejection be a result of numerous complex factors, many of which may not even be related to you. For instance, the timing might not have been right, or perhaps the person was dealing with personal issues. It could be that they were not ready for a relationship, or they simply didn't share the same feelings. The list is endless, and therefore obsessing over the cause is descending into an abyss. So, instead of holding on to the past, it's beneficial to shift your focus to other aspects of your life. Develop new hobbies, meet new people, and set new goals. This not only helps occupy your mind but also allows for personal growth. It encourages you to move forward, fostering resilience and strength. Remember, asking someone out requires confidence, a remarkable trait that sets you apart. Whether you received a positive response or not, you took a step that demands courage. That's something that should always be acknowledged and celebrated. It's not the acceptance, but the effort that truly matters. That's something to be proud of. Number 5. Don't ask for a reason. When it comes to handling rejection, wisdom dictates that keeping your dignity intact is of utmost importance. It is a natural human tendency to want to understand the why behind every rejection. We often find ourselves at crossroads where our curiosity tempts us to probe deeper, to ask for the reason. In such moments, a voice inside us urges us to seek clarity to the rejection we've faced. We crave for the satisfaction that comes from knowing the reason behind it all. However, it's crucial to realize that this desire to understand, while human, can also be perceived as a sign of desperation. This perception can make you appear less confident and might even tarnish your self-worth. Asking for an explanation can imply our seeking validation. It can show you as someone who's emotionally dependent on others' opinions, as someone who considers himself incomplete without others' approval. On the contrary, a high-value man, one who understands his, does not need validation from another person, especially not from a woman he was interested in. He acknowledges that rejection is a part of life and he accepts it gracefully. He does not let it affect his self-esteem. His self-respect hinges not on others but on his own self-awareness and the belief in his worth. Therefore, it's wise to maintain your self-respect and move on without probing for answers. A man who values himself does not need to know the reason behind every rejection. Your self-respect remains intact when you move on without seeking reasons. Number 6. Cut all ties. After a rejection, it's advisable to cut all ties with the person who rejected you. The reality is, moving on and maintaining your dignity is a crucial part of self-growth. Often the pain of rejection can feel overwhelming, and as humans, our instincts tell us to seek solace in the familiar. But staying in contact with the person who rejected you may not be the most beneficial route to take. You see, continued communication can lead to a gray area commonly known as being friend-zoned. Situation has many potential pitfalls. While the idea of remaining friends may seem appealing, it can also compromise your self-respect. It's a confusing state to be in, constantly questioning whether there's potential for a romantic relationship or if it's strictly platonic. The friend zone can create an emotional imbalance where one person may still harbor romantic feelings while the other views the relationship as purely friendly. This places unnecessary stress on your shoulders and can lead to a diminishing sense of self-worth. By choosing to distance yourself, you're not just avoiding being friend-zoned, but also maintaining a healthy mental state. This space allows you to reflect and find your own individuality outside of your previous romantic interest. It gives you the opportunity to regain your emotional balance and to reassess your self-worth. Furthermore, this distancing might make the other person come to the realization of the mistake they made. The absence of your presence might make them rethink their decision, pondering what they have lost. They might start appreciating your worth, something they failed to see while you were around. Keeping all this in mind, maintain your dignity and self-respect by not chasing after someone who has already rejected you. Rejection is a part of life, but it doesn't have to define your self-worth. By following these 6 strategies, you can handle rejection like a high-value man, maintain your dignity, and boost your confidence. Remember, your value is not determined by the opinions of others.